I don't know if you guys knew this about me, but I am a huge fan of South Park. I got into the show around 2020 in the middle of their COVID specials. Now when I say I got into South Park, don't misconstrue it with discovering. I would occasionally watch South Park every now and then, and of course it's so ingrained in pop culture that anyone would know South Park for its common tropes. Killing Kenny, the rivalry between Cartman and Kyle, etc., etc. But upon watching the COVID specials and noticing a new school principal, the absence of Chef, and Randy selling weed, it really had me asking, what did I miss? So for several months, I was solely dedicated to everything South Park, watching the past 20 seasons, the movie, and fully engrossing myself into anything and everything South Park related, which of course included playing the games. I played the Stick of Truth first, and this game is inspired by the events that happen in the episodes A Song of Ice and Fire and Titties and Dragons, which both episodes are a play on Game of Thrones, where it's more fantasy and there's wizards and mages and Princess Kenny. And as the new kid, we accompany both sides of an ongoing war between the Grand Wizard Eric Cartman, who represents the humans, and the Haiju Elf Kyle, who represents the elves. The Stick of Truth did really well and was lots of fun, not only as a South Park fan, but this is the game that Matt and Trey had envisioned as they weren't big fans of the early PS1 South Park games. They wanted one where they had full creative control over and a style that made it look like you were in an episode of the show, and I think it does that really, really well. After completing the Stick of Truth, I moved on to the Fractured But Whole. Fun fact, the Fractured But Whole was originally going to be called the Butthole of Time, but believe it or not, retailers didn't think it would help the game's sales with the word butthole on it. Well played, Matt and Trey. Anyway, the Fractured But Whole, the Fractured But Whole improves on a lot of things from the Stick of Truth. For starters, the kids have ditched fantasy roleplay and now are playing superheroes, inspired by the episodes like The Coon and Mysterion Rises, which is inspired by the Marvel and DC Comics kind of stuff, and the new kid, aka you, the player, adapts a new superhero persona. South Park is still the same with some new locations to explore. There's way more fighting partners and a new grid-like fighting system. Oh, and Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman's in the game.
Better stock up, Vigilante. That ought to get some juices flowing. You're all right, kid.
And I thoroughly enjoyed both of those games, and I am anxiously craving another one. And lucky for us, we already have news to go off of. So, just for complete transparency, I want to encourage all of you to follow through in all of your creative endeavors, as the original idea for this video was very, very different. It initially was a fun little video talking about what the next South Park game could be about, similar to a video Johnny Tutello's made a while back. Johnny Tutello's, by the way, is a fantastic creator with his channel, mainly being dedicated to cartoons and adult animation, and he has a fantastic catalog of South Park videos, which I highly recommend you go check out. I'll link him down in the description. But in the video, he talked about how the next game could be about heaven versus hell, like from the movie, or potentially taking place in the future, like the COVID specials, or one of my personal favorite, like an Imagination Land theme. He had some that I never even thought of, but funny enough, I had the idea for that video months before Johnny uploaded his, but with a little laziness mixed with a lack of inspiration, I put the video off until there was no need to speculate anymore, because we know that South Park's next game is South Park Snow Day. Snow Day is interesting because it stands out for a lot of reasons. Even in this 2-minute trailer, there's a lot to take in. For starters, the new 3D style, which is jarring, to say the least, but not unwelcome. Although it is interesting considering Matt and Trey have been very vocal about their disdain about the early 3D South Park games. Obviously this time around they have full creative control, so I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it. Also, even though this is a 3D game, it still keeps the characters' 2D stop motion like movements, which is another big plus. Okay, so what is this game going to be about? Can't tell much from this first trailer, but the game is called Snow Day, so the kids have no school, and Cartman even references the new kid in the trailer, which is obviously us, the player, so it's safe to say that we return as the protagonists of this game, which is exciting. It's hard to say how much of the last two games' style will be in this one as far as combat and overall RPG elements are concerned, but there's definitely kids fighting in the trailer, almost reminiscent of an old school beat 'em up. Also, the game is said to be a multiplayer co-op. I actually love this edition, but I do have a few questions regarding its inclusion. Will this be a separate mode from the story of the new kid? Will your friends have the option in aiding you in the completion of your own story and vice versa? How fleshed out is this multiplayer mode? Will we all be able to explore together? I'm liking the possibilities we have here, but unfortunately, I need more information. Like yesterday. And unfortunately, I did mention it releases in 2024. I really hope it's worth it. The last two games were so fun. If you haven't played them, take it from me, I highly recommend them. I really enjoy the South Park games. It makes me feel like I'm a kid in South Park, devoid of any responsibility and hanging out with these characters I've grown to love over the years. I'm excited to see what this new game brings, and I'm so sorry for waiting so long on this video that it turned from a speculation into a prediction video, but it's just it doesn't. That's on me. I'm sorry, but I think that's gonna be it from me. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. I mean, I just really wanted to make this video because it's been sitting in my files for the longest time. Of course, I had to change some things around, but you know, I still go check out Johnny Two Cellos. He did a video similar to this one where he talked about the game and he went more in depth than I did. I can't stop talking about him enough. We'll probably never see this video, but he's really awesome and I enjoy his content. So go check him out. If you made it to the end of this video, I really want you guys to join the conversation. Are you guys fans of South Park? Do you just like playing the games? Do you just like watching the show? Are you excited for Snow Day? Are you I can't even think of the word. Are you concerned about it? Like, I want to know you guys' thoughts down in the comments below. I read every single one of them. As always, I'm extremely grateful for you guys' support. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, take the time to click the like, and I just hit the mic, but click the like on this video. Subscribe if you're new, and until my next video, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Thanks for watching.